Rock-a-bye, baby, on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. And down will come baby! Cradle and all.
Thanks for waiting.
A bomb?
Anything else, sir? That'll be all, thanks.
So they told you it might be a bomb, right?
No, they said it was a bomb.
Oh, they did? But if it were to explode, then wouldn't...
Then wouldn't that be a blast?
That's Nice.
From Lad Russo to Jacuzzi Swats and Niece Hollystone. These two characters are introduced as, well, polar opposites, really. Jacuzzi is shown as this wimpy, whiny, crybaby type of character who seems to be paranoid and worrying about everything, while Niece is calm, cool, and collected, and is usually obsessed with explosions and bombs of all kinds. Jacuzzi shows as this young kid, not really anything special about him except this tattoo of a sword on his face. Niece, meanwhile, shows up as a very beautiful woman with glasses who has the scarring on the right side of her body, and an eye patch as well. At first, you think Jacuzzi and Niece are simply friends, but as time goes on, you learn they're a little more than that. Jacuzzi and Niece have been dating, they've been an item, for about 10 years. Since they met, they were childhood friends almost right away, and they had a very deep care and love for each other. And it grew as time went on. When Niece was younger, she was still obsessed with explosions and stuff. She was concocting something for a bomb and accidentally blew half her face off. To make her feel better about things, Jacuzzi had a tattoo on his face of a sword. As the series goes on, Jacuzzi shows a little more to him. He's not just the whiny crybaby that you've gotten used to. He actually has depth to him. He's constantly scared, true, but it actually tells why. It explains that he cries a lot because, so that when he needs to be tough, he won't have any tears. They'll all be dried up. He also mentions that he does cry for Niece as well, so she doesn't have to. A lot about this couple is just really well. Their contrasts work so well, and it shows how much they do care for each other. Along with Niece and Jacuzzi, they have two others. The big guy you see here is Donnie. He's like the muscle of the operations. He's not altogether intelligent, though. He's the bronze without the brain. The other guy they have with them is Nick. Nick, he seems like an ordinary guy, really. Doesn't seem to really have anything special about him, any special skills. He just seems very basic and, ordinary. I mean, there's really no other way to put it. He gets tied up at points, he's running around trying to find everybody, but there's nothing really big that he does through the series. Well, as the series goes on, more is revealed about these characters and everything about them. I mean, they even have some run-ins with Lad Russo, Isaac and Miria, and a few others as well. The characters develop well as they go through. They start off one way, and they actually go a few different ways throughout the run of the series. For example, Jacuzzi. He starts off as this wimpy kid, but he grows into a really cool guy, and you kind of really root for him near the end. So really, what is it about him that does this? Why are you so transfixed on rooting for him, rooting for the same guy who you thought was just this whiny little crybaby before? It's because of how the series makes him build. It starts him off, it just doesn't really explain much, but it moves on. It explains why he's a crybaby. It explains why he does all this, and why he is so worried about things. And it actually gives some pretty good reasons. Now, he's not my favorite character in the series, no. Actually, probably Lad is, but he is actually a pretty good character. But we're going to move on now, because now we are going to look at the comedic duo of Isaac and Miri.
What's that, Miria?
I'd like to know what it is we're doing here.
The answer is simple. The two of us are searching for life.
But I thought we came down here to look for gold.
Yes, that's exactly what we're doing. Gold is the thing that makes this earth valuable. It gives it life. Never again will you have stealing life from the earth as your job.
Wait a minute, when you say earth, are you talking about the planet?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Before today, no one in history has ever tried to steal from the earth.
Isaac and Miria. Probably the best comedy duo in any anime. Heck, probably just the best comedy from any anime. Now, when you think of a comic relief character, or characters, you usually think of ones who deliver with the jokes, have good timing with the jokes, they make sense, and they go along with the story. Well, in Isaac and Miria's case, their jokes, their comedy is actually part of the story. It actually works so well that without it, it could dangerously damage how Baccano is looked at. And that's saying something for an anime to put that much focus into the comedy aspect of the show. So who exactly are Isaac and Miria? Well, to put it simply, they're robbers, they're thieves, they're criminals. But they're not your typical criminals, to put it simply, they're idiots. They're very weird in the ways they do things. They have interesting methods. And they steal sometimes things that really don't make sense to steal. For example, at one point, they steal the door to a museum. Their reasoning is that so people can't enter the museum anymore. It's just makes you wonder how many times they've been dropped on their heads. But at the same time, they're so entertaining. They're so funny. Isaac seems to be the brains, well, as much brains as he has. And he seems to, do a lot of the speaking, while Miria more echoes him and all that. It's like she's going along with his plans, she agrees with him, his ideas, but she's not really in charge. That's his job. And then, at the same point, they're just so lovable. Even as technical bad guys, because they're criminals and robbers and all, you can't be angry at them. You can't be mad at them. Even other characters in the show, like Ennis, who you see in the car driving, she becomes their best friend. And even knowing, I think, that they're bad guys, that they're robbers and all. But when it comes right down to it, what you have to look at most is the comedy. And the comedy between these two is just so spot on. It's so great, it's so funny, and it's genuinely funny. It's not stupid. Well, that's it for this one. See you in part 3.